Let's talk about new construction. New construction options in Reno, what buyers need to know. So new construction attracts a lot of different buyers. Relocation buyers, California equity movers, first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, and 1031 exchange investors. So if you're thinking about buying in Reno and you're salivating over new construction versus a resale, this video is for you. Today we're breaking down new construction in Reno, what price ranges look like, where they're located, and what you need to know before not signing with a new builder, but actually walking in the door of that new construction community. Because yes, there are things you need to know that most people don't know. If you're new to this channel, I'm Feather. I'm a local realtor here in Northern Nevada. And this channel helps people who may be relocating here, or if you already live here and you're just looking to maybe change cities, this channel is for you. Last week we covered Reno and Sparks, and today we're covering new builds in just Reno. So we're going to cover where the new construction's happening, what major builders are in the area, some of the price ranges, lot size, lifestyle, and the style of the homes, what surprises buyers a lot about new builds, and whether it's actually a good deal. Let's jump in. Where is new construction happening? Most of the new construction is happening either in South Reno, Spanish Springs, which is considered Sparks, Wingfield Springs, which is also Sparks, and parts of the Northwest Reno. I'm focusing on South Reno because it is pretty active and some of the communities are actually finishing up and they have limited supplies left of their inventory. So I thought it'd be good to start here. So builders are offering low maintenance homes and larger luxury properties. So in Reno, we tend to have a higher elevation. In a couple of these different communities, they will be higher elevations and others will be at lower elevations. So I'll be sure to let you know which ones are what, as this definitely will give you a little bit cooler temperatures and more snow at those higher elevations. Major builders. Some more recognizable builders you will see include Tim Lewis, Lennar, and Toll Brothers. So Tim Lewis is one of the builders and they are offering the courtyards at Arrow Creek. Now these homes are going to be kind of like a pocket community is what I like to call these homes, where you share, there are 6 homes that share one driveway. So they don't typically allow for cars to park there overnight or for any length of time. But they also have very small, maintainable backyards. So again, these are those low maintenance homes. So they're really good for those 1031 exchange clients that are looking to get something maybe brand new, low maintenance, at a certain price point. Now these are offered below and over the 600 range, but they are all 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath homes. They do vary in size from about 1,500 to just over 2,000. Very easy to maintain homes, and some of them are still available under that $600,000 range. Now, Lennar has a brand new community off of Veterans Parkway, and they actually have 3 different communities that they're putting in, with each community having a different style of home. Some are all single story, some are a mix of single story and 2-story, some are a little bit larger version of homes with options to have those 3-car garage, larger lots, and larger homes. And this price range does vary as well. I believe all of the homes are gonna start over that $600,000 price range. Definitely check that out, and prices do always vary. The builders have complete and 100% control over their options, as well as having options one day and then not having those same options the next day. And then every time they do have a new release of homes, you can anticipate that they will usually go up in price, especially if they have a waiting list of buyers or if they have no standing inventory. So this is something to keep a really close eye on if you're buying new construction. for anyone who may live here in Reno right now or Sparks and they're looking to move into a new construction home, I would definitely say go check those out. They are always changing what incentives the builders are offering. Again, sometimes it fluctuates depending on the market, and I do know that our spring season is kind of picking up right now. So if you have questions, please reach out to me. There are some things that when you're going to buy a new construction you don't really know about. Me being a team leader here, having access to over 20 realtors and knowing and having a pulse on the market and what we're all getting for our clients at these new construction home sites is so important when it comes to negotiating when you go in to buy a home. Now, we have less flexibility on negotiations if this home is at dirt. They're less incentivized to give you a good deal. Sometimes they have national sales events, which I do know our next builder, Toll Brothers, is having right now. And that is that 55 and older community at Caramella Ranch. They only have about 40 home sites left here in this community. So they are very motivated right now with several of these homes that I toured yesterday. They're reducing the price, they are move-in ready, and when they are ready to move in and they are a quick delivery, this is when we can work with that builder on negotiating. Reach out to me so we can talk about this more in depth offline. I'd love to talk to you about it. But one thing I want to point out, and I don't know where I want this in the video, please remember with new construction, you always want to bring your realtor or someone you know, like, and trust that is a realtor with you to that very first visit to the on-site sales center. A lot of times our new builders are very strict on if they allow you to bring your representation if they are not with you that very first time. They have this posted on the door. They do not tell you this when you are there. If they capture your contact information, they will not let you bring a realtor to help you after the fact. So it's always one of those really important things that if you want to negotiate, if you want to have someone represent you and not have the builder's sales agent represent you, which they really aren't representing you, they're representing the builder, then 100% reach out to me, schedule some time on my calendar. Let's make sure we book that first meeting together. And a lot of times these new construction communities will require a reservation to actually go see the houses, and they don't just have an open door or revolving door. So it's always really good to reach out to your realtor, know what's going on in that community, because I will have all the inside information and I will be representing you solely and 100%, helping you throughout that process. I am very savvy in new construction and I've been doing it for several years now. And I do like working with new construction clients, but I also know a lot of things to look out for when it comes to new construction. So Toll Brothers does tend to offer more of a luxury home styles. I will say that you have to put more money into that home to get it to that luxury status. Their base introduction home with the base options are very standard, but they still come with a pretty hefty price tag. So each builder has a different vibe, and each location is very, very different, as well as different price structure and level of customization. All right, so price ranges. Right now, depending on the builder, the neighborhood, you can typically see everything from higher $500,000 price points to $600,000 price points into the $700,000 and up. And of course, that depends on the lot premiums, upgrades that you might select, and the community amenities. Now, upgrades can add up fast, and I see this happening a lot with those luxury home purchases as well as Toll Brothers, because to be quite frank, as I said earlier, a lot of those standard options that come with that base price home are just not typically what you would see in that price range. So I see that my clients, I really like to warn them, once you start getting into upgrading, that there's usually a little bit of an upcharge on some of those things. And sometimes it's transparent and told to you what that's going to be, and sometimes it's baked in to what you see at that design center. So always keep in mind when you're buying a new construction of what it's going to take to get it to actually be that home that you're seeing, maybe in those model homes that have been all snazzed up and tolified, if you will. When it comes to some of these model homes, they are they've had a lot of upgrades, and you don't imagine that the base model would be something so completely contrasting, but it really truly is. So really get a feel for that, and that's something that I really try to help my clients understand when we get into these homes, what they're looking at, how much it's going to really cost to get to that level of what they're expecting. So here's something that's really surprising to most buyers when they deal with new construction. Unless it is a quick delivery home, meaning it's been built, all the finishes are in, and it's ready to go, and we can close in 25 days, is that upgrades look like different flooring, cabinets, lot premiums, electrical upgrades, and even foundation upgrades. These are all usually additional and not at all what you see in the model homes. So again, builders represent the builders, and that does not mean that you shouldn't have representation. Having someone who understands the contracts and the timelines and the upgrade structures can save you money and stress in the end. All right, so lot sizes and lifestyles. Some communities offer smaller, low maintenance lots, courtyard lifestyle living, gated communities and neighborhoods. Others offer larger lots, 3-car garages, 2 stories, and room for toys. It depends on the lifestyle that you want. Close to schools, closer to the Tahoe access. New construction gives you lots of options, but it's important to know the trade-offs. So some personal insight. It's so easy to walk into those model homes and instantly fall in love. I'm gonna show you some options. I'm gonna give you some pictures here to put up, but these model homes are designed to make you fall in love. They are there to give you a color palette and really see what the house feels like when it's full of furniture and decor. But remember, when you move into that house and when you get the keys, it's not gonna have the color palette. It's not gonna be painted with features on the walls and special lighting features and have that move-in ready feel that the model home has. This is why people stage houses. Resale people stage houses so that you get that cozy, comfy, perfect home feel, just like the new construction model homes do for people. So what really matters is going to be that lot size, the orientation of the home, the contract, what you get, and how much we can negotiate for you, the timeline. What is your timeline and what one fits in for you the best? And always think about that resale value in the future. That's where the strategy comes into play. Now, is new construction a good deal? Sometimes yes. Sometimes resale actually is a better value. It depends on so many things: market timing, incentives that they offer, interest rate buy downs, inventory levels. Right now, it could be a very short window, but right now there are several new build communities that are offering incentives that make new construction very attractive, but you have to look at the whole picture. So if you're considering new construction in Reno and want to know which communities fit your budget and lifestyle, reach out to me. Book a time on my calendar. I'd love to meet via Zoom and have a quick conversation. We can talk through builder differences, incentives that I know about right now, upgrade strategies, and whether new construction really makes sense for you. And if you liked this video, please subscribe and maybe check out my other videos that you haven't seen yet. I'd love to hear from you in the chat. And again, book some time on my calendar. I'd love to meet you in person. I'll see you on the next one.